That's what she said. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 22nd Annual Garden State Film Festival. We are live at the Shared Universe Podcast Lounge at the Berkeley Hotel in beautiful Asbury Park, New Jersey. My name is Ming Chen.
CJ Cullen.
Eric Ascalon.
Welcome back, Eric. How are you?
Excellent.
You were like close to your mouth.
Excellent.
Perfect. Are you? Do you have slack?
Yep.
You got slack. You got
Got
slack.
it. You got
Pull
some
it.
slack.
Just pull it.
You were just fresh out of movies there. How were
I
they?
just had the pleasure of seeing this.
Yeah, you're like, I saw this. I'm going to go check this out. And so we have yet another talented returning filmmaker to the podcast lounge. Could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Sherene Strausberg, and this is my second film at the Garden State Film Festival, and I'm here with my film, You Are Not Small.
You Are Not Small. So you were here last year. We sat on the couch.
Yes, we
You
did.
had an animated project.
The
Yes.
animation
Here, and now you have another one, and you just told me, it's like, I did not expect this. And
Did not.
why do you feel that way?
Well, I guess I just felt because my first one, I completely did it myself.
Okay.
I funded it, I promoted it, I marketed everything. And so I thought, well, I can't do that again. That's
Okay.
exhausting. And so I didn't. Instead, I had someone else fund this film.
Oh.
And so I did not think that would happen. But basically, I met the author, Lucy Hawking, Stephen Hawking's daughter, and she had a book and wanted to promote the book. It was a wonderful children's book,
Yeah.
and Princess Olivia, it's called. And so I ended up making this film to promote her book, and it became such a good film. I said, "Can I bring it to film festivals?" And I had to ask her permission.
Sure. Yeah, it was her project, work for hire. Yeah.
And she said, "Yeah, you can." And so far, I think it's gone to 7 or 8 festivals so
Yeah.
far.
Is this the first New Jersey one?
It's definitely the first one in New Jersey,
Okay.
but it's been to the Carolinas. It's been, oh my God, I can't remember
You're
now.
from New York, right?
Connecticut-
So any New York?
It did Connecticut. I don't think New York, although there's a new environmental film festival starting in New York this
Yeah.
year, so I might apply to that one. But yeah.
That's amazing. What is the book and subsequently the animated short about?
Sure. So she has a series called this about Princess Olivia, who does not want to be a princess. She wants to help fight environmental causes.
Okay.
And it's about her investigating, issues in the oceans or issues in the atmosphere. And this is the second one in the series. And so the issue we had, though, in making the film was that the publisher would not like give us the illustrations. So we sort of had to make something that was like the feel of the book,
Okay. Yeah,
but
paying
couldn't
homage
use. Yes, it couldn't use the
to the
title. It
illustrations.
couldn't use the illustrations.
Okay.
It couldn't use the character. But at the end of the film, it says, go check out this book
Right.
in
So
your
you're-
local bookstore.
So you're able to promote it.
Yes.
That's amazing. So we were here last year. When did
Yeah.
this project come about?
Right. So wait, we were here last March,
Yep.
Yeah.
and she saw the film, I guess sometime in the spring. And I first met with her probably in May or June.
Yeah.
And then we started production by early June, and it was done by July 5th.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you had
So
that
it's
previous
5
animation
weeks,
as kind of
yeah.
a calling card.
Yeah.
Do you know how she saw it?
Yes, her marketing and graphic designer and branding company was someone who I met through networking.
Okay.
And of course, I showed him my film last year.
course.
And then he's like, "Oh, I might have a client who would be interested in meeting you." And I was like, "Okay." And so he kind of brought the awareness to Lucy Hawking about my film. and
Pretty
my
high
project.
profile client too. But
Yeah, I know. I mean, he's worked with the royal family too. So I mean, he's a pretty amazing guy. And I mean, I found him online. I thought his work was amazing,
Yeah.
and reached out to him. So he's and I give him a credit in the film. His name's Ben Glazer, and he has Glazer Design, which
Yeah.
is the firm that does her logo and
Right.
website.
And so you saw this.
It just played?
It was a wonderful, wonderful film, and it was during a block of environmental films and films that were a number of films happened to be about the Jersey Shore. And I really, really enjoy this. And when I'm not volunteering as a board member of the Garden State Film Festival, I actually have a day job. My day job is in the sustainability space. Particularly, I work for a mission-based recycling company. And what we try to do is foster the idea of empowerment, and especially among youth and students, and the idea that students can make our young people, every individual has the ability to make a difference, which collectively is an empowerment for society as a whole. And that's what this film
You got it.
is about to me.
It's
and
totally
I
what
love
it's
it.
about.
I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. And that's why I want to make more movies like that,
Right.
because this is it's such an important, cause, and that the hope is a child sees this film and is like, oh, I want to do something to help the planet. I want to do something to do recycling or sustainability issues,
Yeah,
So
and I think as adults we can get very discouraged because we're overwhelmed by bad news. But it takes kids to understand that they really are empowered. And in the recycling space, it's interesting because in a lot of scenarios, it's the kids that get their parents to recycle, for instance. And I think that's happens a lot with various environmental issues, is that it's really the kids that learn things in the classroom, and then they police their parents, and then they say, hey, we got to do this, and then the parents jump on board.
Yeah.
And that's what's so the
Yeah.
message of this film.
Absolutely. And actually, I got an email last month randomly from a woman who said, I saw your film, You're Not Small, and I saw the trailer for it, and she basically is fundraising right now for an app to teach kids, sort of gamifying sustainability and environmental issues for kids. And she is fundraising right now, and she wanted to talk to me about maybe making a film for
There
her
you go.
fundraising process. So
The
it's
next project for
yeah,
next
I was
year.
like,
Yep, for
great,
sure.
okay,
And
keeps building on it.
Because in the recycling context, the gamification is such a powerful tool.
Yep.
And then using kind of the visuals that, similar to what you presented in the film, that could be a real
Yep.
way of accomplishing that.
Have you heard of the book, Can I Recycle This?
No.
It's a really cute book for kids. I was actually in talks with them about turning it into a film. Fortunately, there was no budget, and they wouldn't let me raise the money, so
Oh,
it didn't
so-
work
all
out.
right. You did all
but
you
it's-
could.
I
Yeah.
know, but it's a really amazing book, and I love the book, and I hope that eventually there will be a way for them to turn it into a film, because it's really wonderful idea.
Yeah. How long's the animation?
For You Are Not Small, it is 2.5
Okay.
minutes, I believe. So cool for you last year was 3 minutes.
Yes.
So I'm just going down. So next year I'm going to make like a 2-minute film.
Well, it takes a long
and-
time to
I
make
know, it
2.5
does.
minutes of
It
animation.
does, frame by frame, yes.
Yeah. Was this maybe a little easier? Somewhat storyboarded out already, and you kind of had the style. You had kind of a style guide to follow, or was it harder?
It was harder
Okay.
because we had basically no illustrations, whereas the first one we just took the book and animated
Okay.
it. With this, we sort of had to start from scratch.
Okay.
Like I said, we did have the color and the style.
Mm-hmm.
So in this, because I also had a budget, I brought on an illustrator and an animator.
Okay.
And so she was able to do a lot of that, the bulk of the project, while I was able to do more of the project management,
Okay.
make sure that I could, get the voiceover,
Right.
done. Let's record, let's get the music track, let's get the sound effects. So it's like I was almost doing post-production
Right.
while I was also managing the illustrator and animator, who's amazing, Isha Wong. She did an incredible job, and she was doing that at this, the production, while I was also doing the post-production.
There's 2D animation, 2D,
Yes,
and then
2D.
How do you do each cell, or how do they come about or
A
film
lot
it?
of time, a lot of time. So Isho did this on Procreate.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is,
the iPad.
yeah,
Really great.
yeah. And this was before Procreate Dreams came out. So
Okay.
it was
Yeah,
actually sort of like
Yeah, it
layer
was
by
our- it
layer,
was our
frame
earlier-
by frame.
Earlier version, which didn't have not as fully featured as Procreate Dream. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like I want to make another film,
Yep.
and this time do it in Procreate Dreams.
Yep, yeah.
I think it'll be a little bit easier. So.
Yeah, fantastic. And yeah, I imagine you went through several iterations before you kind of nailed and got a final version.
Yeah, we did. I mean, what also made the whole production a little bit easier was that, I mean, Lucy Hawking was amazing. Like, she wasn't very difficult or saying, no, redo. No,
Right.
I mean, it's like everything we did was really beautiful. And even just, and she really approved of it. And the fact that we did at least have her book as sort of that guiding
Yes.
style, that's usually helpful. I mean, that gets you halfway there,
Right.
Yeah, I'm just curious, in your conversations with her, is she as brilliant as her father? I mean, one of the most brilliant human beings.
Yes,
ever
I mean.
does she convey that kind of sense of awe?
Yes, but extremely down to earth and very, very nice and friendly and warm and just just a humility to her. Obviously, she's met kings and queens and presidents,
Yes.
and in a sense, almost like a royalty in her own right. But very, very kind and warm, and was wonderful to deal with. If every client could be like Lucy Hawking, it would be a dream.
Does she have any more books that you can adapt into?
Yeah. Or
Yeah, that would be nice. I mean, I think she loves writing children's books.
Okay.
She already has some in sort of the works, and so I think she's going to continue to make and write more books, and hopefully maybe make more films. She actually had animated a few other films for previous books, but she was very happy with sort of like the advancement of how much better this film was, and really bringing her vision to life.
Yeah, or is it something you would do for more children's book authors if you if you kind of vibe with them?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, he knows. At the end of the Q&A, where they were asking about us and sort of what our history is and our project, I said, if there's any children's book authors in the audience
Yeah,
who
I'm
want
available.
their
Yeah.
book turned into a film, I would definitely be interested.
Yeah, for sure. And how long did this take you from from the first time she contacted you to
5 weeks.
5 weeks. Okay, that's
weeks.
relatively quick. I
That's
feel.
very quick.
Yes.
Yes,
Quick.
I would have liked 12. I
Right,
think it could have
yeah.
been done in a reasonable amount of
Yeah,
12
3
weeks.
months would have been nice.
Yeah, no, she
But
was
a
leaving on her
month-
book tour, and we had to get
Okay,
it done
okay.
by the first week of July. So
Yeah.
yeah, I had 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Which is
Thank goodness you had a budget.
Yes, that did help. Yeah, bringing that other second person on again for me to do
Yep.
post production while she was actually doing the production.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, you never know what will happen when you
Yeah.
get something in at the Garden State Film Festival.
I know. From
You-
we're our lips, God's
Yeah,
ears.
yeah.
2 in a row, 2 years in
Two in a row. Yeah, that's a streak. That's a tradition. So you got to keep it
You
going.
got to keep going. So
Sounds good to
next
me.
year.
You're
Yeah.
a regular. So.
Yeah.
After
Come
2
back
times
every-
you're a regular. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Are you working on anything right now you can talk about?
Nothing that I can talk about
Okay.
per se, but I'm doing some projects with some clients who
Okay.
are these are paying clients for motion graphics videos, education about breast cancer. So those are important topics that these projects will come out soon. So
Amazing.
yeah,
Well, welcome back.
thank you.
Like Eric
Thanks for
says,
doing
you're,
this again.
you're welcome back every year if you want. Yeah, submit. You never know what will happen. So
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we like having you here on the couch. So keep submitting,
Absolutely.
keep getting
Thank
stuff in.
you. Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
for sure. So yeah, thank you. When did you screen?
This afternoon at 12 o'clock.
Oh, how'd it go?
I thought it was great.
Okay.
There were about 250 people in the
Oh, wow,
audience. They
okay.
were not there for my film.
Hey.
I believe there were some other amazing
It was
films
an
in the
amazing-
block.
It was an amazing block.
Yeah,
It was really,
Yeah, and
But they all saw it.
they all saw it. I was
Okay.
honored to be in the same block as these other
All different
filmmakers.
types, all different kinds
every,
of genres.
Every year we do a block that's environmentally themed, but that's
Yeah.
environmentally themed is a very kind of broad
Yeah.
category. It can be things, animations. There were several films about the Jersey Shore, different
Yeah.
elements of the
Right.
Jersey Shore, and there was a music video about
Right.
Environmental.
that was done in Cape May, I think.
Yeah, that was cool.
Was really cool. So like environmental is a kind of broad
Yeah.
category in film.
Yeah, it ended up being such a mix of a few animated, a few documentary,
A
a
couple-
concert.
I want to see a horror. I want to see a
Horror
horror.
environmental would be
That would be
I-
interesting.
That might be your
I
your
think
next
that's
thing,
called
man.
reality.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the environment
real-
is a horror show. Yes, it is.
Until we can solve the problems of our planet, we're
Right.
living
But then
that
it'd be a
horror.
documentary, so you got to script it
Right, it would need
and
to
then
have
do
some.
it. And say it's a
some
horror
production to
virus.
it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, congratulations
Thank
again.
you.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
And
you.
yeah, if you're watching, you got an hour and about 20 minutes of films left. So if you're here, catch all the blocks.
And a
If
few
you
more
aren't here,
interviews.
drive down. You're not too late. You're not too late. And yeah, we're not done
We're not
yet, my
done
friend.
yet. We got a
a
few
lot
more.
more, man. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you, Eric. Thank you, CJ. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon.